Imagine meeting someone who completely commands the room without saying a single word. They don't look for validation, they don't force attention, yet everyone in the room is secretly drawn to them. In the world of modern romance, we are often told that attraction is a game of superficial looks, dramatic gestures, or calculated charm. But relationship psychology suggests a completely different reality. The traits that truly captivate a man on a subconscious level aren't loud or obvious. Instead, they are highly subtle, deeply psychological, and completely unnoticed by the average person. Over the next few minutes, we are going to explore 8 hidden female behaviors that research suggests secretly drive men crazy. We will dive into the fascinating world of nonverbal cues, evolutionary behavioral patterns, and chemical triggers that control human desire. By the end of this video, you will look at interpersonal communication through an entirely new lens, including a massive psychological revelation in our final minutes that completely redefines the core of genuine attraction forever. To understand why certain subtle actions hold such a powerful grip over the male mind, we first have to look at how human beings process safety and comfort. The first behavior centers around an incredibly simple, yet widely misunderstood tool: authentic, micro-expressive smiling. In a world full of guarded interactions, a smile that genuinely reaches the eyes communicates something profound to a man's subconscious mind, an immediate sense of emotional safety. Neurological studies indicate that when someone observes a genuine, unforced smile, it activates the mirror neurons in their own brain, triggering a mild release of dopamine. For a man, this interaction bypasses logical defenses. It signals that you are approachable, emotionally secure, and comfortable in your own skin. It is not about performing or trying to please. It is about the raw, magnetic energy of someone who radiates warmth. In a modern dating landscape dominated by cold filters and distant games, this rare pocket of authentic warmth feels like a breath of fresh air. Moving deeper into the psychology of connection, the second behavior involves a powerful concept known as the psychological echo, or behavioral mirroring. When two people are deeply aligned, they naturally begin to mirror each other's nonverbal communication. This could be a slight tilt of the head, a shared conversational pace, or a matching laugh. While this often happens completely on accident, its effect on a man's subconscious is intensely bonding. Psychologists believe that mirroring signals deep empathy and validation. When a man notices, even completely subconsciously, that a woman is in sync with his physical rhythm, his brain interprets it as a sign of high compatibility. It creates an unspoken, invisible bridge of comfort between two people, making him feel uniquely understood and accepted in her presence, far beyond the limitations of mere words. The third behavior shifts focus from physical presence to intellectual autonomy. There is a persistent, outdated myth that men are intimidated by independent women who possess their own distinct passions. However, behavioral psychology suggests the exact opposite is frequently true for high-value men. Watching a woman completely lose herself in a hobby, a project, or a career goal, where her eyes light up and her focus is absolute, is incredibly captivating. This works because of a psychological phenomenon known as emotional contagion. When a person displays genuine passion for life, that vibrant energy is contagious. It proves that her happiness is self-sustaining and not dependent on a relationship to survive. To a man, this displays immense emotional maturity and high value. It triggers a profound respect and a desire to be part of a world that is already full, rich, and exciting on its own. This leads us directly into the fourth behavior, which challenges the modern obsession with constant digital availability: the art of independent space. In an era of instant gratification, where texts are answered in seconds and every moment is shared online, a woman who retains her own personal schedule and boundary of privacy stands out completely. Human psychology is deeply wired to appreciate what is rare and hard-won. When a woman is fully engaged in her own life, not waiting by the phone or reorganizing her day to fit a man's whim, it creates a natural, healthy curiosity gap. It signals to his subconscious that her time is an elite commodity. It forces him to step up, plan intentionally, and truly value the moments he gets to share with her, transforming ordinary interactions into highly anticipated events. The fifth behavior dives straight into the mechanics of deep conversations, the power of active, insightful listening. True listening is becoming an increasingly rare skill in a noisy world. Most people don't listen to understand. They simply listen to wait for their turn to speak. When a woman listens with intense focus, remembering a small detail mentioned weeks ago, or asking an insightful question that shows she truly grasps his perspective, it hits a profound psychological trigger. Men are heavily socialized to keep their struggles, ambitions, and vulnerabilities to themselves. When they find an environment where they are truly heard without immediate judgment, their emotional walls naturally dissolve. It satisfies a deep human craving for validation and respect, making her presence feel like an essential sanctuary he constantly wants to return to. The sixth behavior focuses entirely on physical dialogue, specifically the immense power of intentional, brief physical touch. A light brush against the arm during a laugh, a lingering touch on the shoulder when greeting, or a subtle adjustment of his collar might seem entirely trivial. But from an evolutionary standpoint, these fleeting micro-touches carry immense weight. Tactile communication triggers an immediate spike in oxytocin, the neurochemical responsible for trust, bonding, and emotional closeness. These subtle, non-threatening touches break the physical barrier smoothly, sending an undeniable charge of romantic tension through his system. It shifts the dynamic entirely out of the casual zone and subtly communicates confidence, interest, and an effortless comfort with intimacy. The seventh behavior involves a unique linguistic and emotional tool, using his name with deliberate intent. Our own names are the most meaningful words we hear in any language. When a woman speaks a man's name smoothly mid-sentence, not just to get his attention, but to emphasize a point or share a quiet joke, it instantly commands his full mental focus. Psychologists note that hearing your name spoken by someone you care about triggers an immediate subconscious reaction of validation, intimacy, and respect. It cuts through the background noise of daily life and isolates the two of you in that exact moment. It adds a layer of weight and deliberate connection to the conversation, making even a casual chat feel intensely personal and deeply exclusive. Now, we are approaching the final part of our journey, where we uncover the most profound psychological revelation of all. We have looked at passion, listening, touch, and independence. But there is a much deeper psychological switch that completely eclipses everything else, a concept known as cognitive confirmation of potential. This is the absolute biggest takeaway of our exploration, and it completely turns standard relationship advice entirely on its head. Most people assume that men are driven crazy by women who are completely flawless, perfectly agreeable, or hyper-focused on pleasing them. But behavioral science indicates the exact opposite. A man is most deeply captivated by a woman who holds high, unshakable standards and challenges him to rise to them. When a woman respects herself enough to calmly voice her boundaries, call out bad behavior, or offer a perspective that completely challenges his worldview, a massive shift occurs in his mind. If a man suffers from a subconscious routine of getting by on minimal effort, a high-standard partner forces a state of cognitive dissonance. He realizes he cannot remain comfortable and keep her at the same time. By holding her ground with grace, composure, and emotional security, she becomes a mirror that reflects his own highest potential. He doesn't feel attacked, he feels inspired. Her standards signal that she views him as someone capable of greatness, and he will instinctively work to prove her right. This behavior drives a man crazy in the best way possible, because it transforms the connection from a casual romance into a transformative partnership. He becomes obsessed not just with her, but with the stronger, more honorable version of himself that he becomes when he is by her side. Navigating the world of attraction isn't about changing who you are or adopting a persona to win someone over. It is about understanding the profound value of your own authentic presence, your voice, and your emotional boundaries. When you carry yourself with a grounded sense of self-worth, allowing your natural warmth, intelligence, and high standards to shine without apology, you naturally trigger the deepest levels of human connection. True attraction is never about chasing or performing. It is about standing firmly in your own value and letting the right people find their way to you. If you found these psychological insights valuable, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into human behavior. We want to hear from you. Which of these behaviors do you think holds the most power in modern dating? Share your thoughts and personal experiences in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.